this is where I think Vancouver really separates it from Vegas, is that there is such an easy market in Vancouver compared to Vegas.
Yeah.
Hold up. Before the video starts, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped is our go-to below-the-waist trimmer, and they have just released their brand new Lawnmower 4.0. It contains the newest skin-safe technology for those sensitive areas.
As well as comes with an LED light for more precise trimming, multiple guard lengths, wireless charging, and is waterproof. Use code 450DC at manscaped.com at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Hello everybody, welcome back, 450 channel. We got a pretty fun topic to talk about today. I think this was yesterday. Who broke the news? Was it John Morosi or was it Rosenthal?
I thought it was Rosenthal broke.
Rosenthal?
It,
okay.
I'm not. It might have been Morosi. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. I got the update from the Sportsnet. But
yeah, same. Yeah, I was just on Twitter. I'm like, oh, who did it? But we're talking about the Oakland Athletics, and they are taking a look at potential relocation opportunities. And honestly, I thought the next team to relocate was going to be the Rays, but
I think everyone thought it was going to be the Rays, to be honest.
This is kind of surprising, actually, if you ask me, at least.
And I think before we talk about where we think the A's should go, I think the reason they're going to relocate, right, it's because the stadium, unless they get a new stadium approved, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what MLB said.
Yeah, I heard something about that they're doing like a big land revamp in Oakland, except they're just really behind schedule, so that's why they're contemplating relocating. That's also why the Golden State Warriors are playing in San Francisco instead of Oakland now. So
as well as the Oakland Raiders left for Vegas.
Oh, they did. Yes.
Yeah. So before we get into this, though, you guys are liking the channel so far and you've been supporting it throughout. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, recommend us to a couple fans, and let's get into this.
Oh yeah.
So this is our mainly Jays here, but this is our pitch on where we think the A's should go. And being from Canada, we really talked about there's really two places that we see them going only. And that's either Vegas or where we're going to focus on here, and that's Western Canada, and specifically Vancouver. Mm-hmm. And I know people are going to jump down our throats and be like, oh, they can't. They've already lost a team in Montreal. They're not going to survive a team in Vancouver.
Hear us out, guys. Come on. Hear us out.
Hear us out. There's like roughly three reasons why. So like the first kind of reason is most people from the States don't realize that Vancouver, BC, is actually like the second biggest factory for baseball players in Canada.
In Canada, yeah. Beside what? Is Ontario number one?
Yeah, Ontario's number one. So in the history of Canada, we even have the stats out for you guys.
We did our research.
In the history of Canada, there's been 253 players play in the MLB since the 1900s. Since I think there was like the 19th century, it said. Which keep in mind, Canada's mainly a hockey country in the past. But however, in the last 30 years, 50% of that number has played in the MLB, which means in the last 30 years, we've had 126 Canadian players.
Not bad. Not bad.
Which is really good. That's a ridiculous improvement in 30 years.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree.
As well, Western Canada. So Western Canada is made up of 3 provinces or states, whatever you want to call them if you're from the States. BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. Combined, they've had 54 players come out of it. Which is roughly, if I'm not doing my math right, 253. Is that not 1/6 of all Canadian players?
I'm not sure. I'm not good at mental math, but yeah, let's go with that.
Let's just say 1/6. As well, BC is, like I said, second biggest place people have come out of. Alberta's number 4 and Saskatchewan's number 5. So you have the top 5. 3 out of the top 5 provinces coming players out of Canada, and this is where we're saying to put a team. Some notable names that have come out of Western Canada: Hall of Famer Larry Walker.
Actually, wasn't he just inducted last year? Wasn't he?
Yes.
I
think, right? It was last year or the year
believe
before?
One of the two. But yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Current player James Paxton.
Big Maple. He plays for the Seattle Mariners, if you didn't know that.
Current player Mike Soroka.
He plays for the Braves. Also hurt, just like Paxton.
Retired, but was a really good player, Justin Morneau.
What a legend. Twins legend, by the way.
Yes, fantastic. Retired, but still a pretty decent player, Jason Bay.
He had a couple good seasons. Definitely your favorite player.
love Jason Bay. As well as some others that have named is Ryan Dempster, Michael Saunders, and Brett Laurie.
Yeah, a few of them were
Oh,
all-stars. Well, Saunders was an all-star, then fell off the face
yeah.
of the earth. Brett
Ryan
Laurie.
Dempster was the face of the Cubs for years as a
Exactly.
pitcher,
Exactly.
right? So
A lot of good players come out of BC, and there's a lot of young players in BC right now. Like, if you guys have ever seen a Seattle Mariners versus Blue Jays game, you know it's pretty much like a home game for the Jays, considering all of Vancouver comes down to the border because it's
yeah.
like Vancouver, Seattle, they're like on top of each other. So all those Vancouver fans come watch the Jays play there. So I think they
As
deserve
well
a
as
team.
all those players that I mentioned, there was only one player in that entire notable players I said that's not from BC, and that's Mike Soroka, who's from Calgary, which is like right next door.
Yeah, it's pretty much right next door. There is another good Canadian, Joey Votto. We didn't mention him, but I believe he's from Ontario.
Yes, he's from Ontario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's from Ontario. Yeah,
Him,
Ontario's
Russell
produced.
Martin, Vlad is from Montreal. All of them are.
Yeah, but I would say Vlad's more Dominican. I know he was born in Montreal, but he was raised in the Dominican. So
Agreed. Anyhow, back on topic here. We get off topic because
Yeah.
we love Vladdy here.
yeah, we do love Vladdy here.
Out of those 59 players I said that came out of from the Western Canada here, 36 of them are from BC, which is a huge amount
Yeah,
from one province. Like I
That-
said,
that's a
second
big
biggest
amount.
next to Ontario.
exactly. I really want to go to BC and to watch. I think the Jays have an A team there called the Vancouver Canadians. Imagine watching a game down there. That would be so cool.
As well, I did the research on that because I know people are gonna be like, oh, they're not gonna make any money. Every single before COVID, obviously, this stat. Every single home game from Vancouver, the Canadians, which is the Jays' low A ball team, remind you, was sold out.
This year or last year, whenever.
Like before the year before COVID, whatever that was, 2019.
And that's low A ball. Like,
Yeah.
nobody really watches A ball games unless you're like a diehard baseball fan or a scout.
Keep in mind, sold out there is like 6,000 fans, but
That's better than
It's an
that's
A-ball
still
stadium.
better than
But still,
Miami. Like
every
seriously,
single game is basically sold out.
that's insane.
They were the highest, according to Google, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm gonna assume it's accurate. They were the second highest low A ball team in terms of revenue
Really, what was higher?
in 2019. It was like a New Yorker team.
That makes
something
sense.
like that.
I was gonna say
somewhere
something
out
New
there.
York or the Dodgers. Yeah, I was gonna say something like
Yeah,
that.
somewhere in New York State.
Cool.
But as well, going on this BC train, the Little League World Series. A lot of big baseball players that come out of there, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, for sure. I love the Little
Right.
League World Series every year.
Fantastic.
I always
love
hope-
the international competition.
I always hope Canada's gonna win. We never do. We still have never
No.
won, but we'll get there one day.
Out of the 62 times Canada's been in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
29 times BC has represented Canada.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is almost half.
Yeah, pretty much half.
And if people still don't think BC is a big factory, the University of British Columbia is one of the only Canadian teams, and I think any sport, if I'm not mistaken, to actually play their league in the States.
That must be a fun league. Like, where do they play? Like down in Seattle, in those areas, probably.
So they play. They're in the. I'm gonna butcher this name, and I'm so sorry. Cascade Collegiate Conference, which is an NIAI league, and they play in Montana, Idaho, and Oregon mainly.
Oh, okay. So they just play at like the universities or colleges that are over there then.
Yes,
That's
but
cool.
still, that's huge, and they're. I've looked up the record. They're like decent. They're like 500 usually.
That's not bad actually, considering do they use wood bats there? Because in Canada we use wood bats, not metal, in college.
That I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Imagine like we're the only team that uses wood bats and everybody's using little pieces of like aluminum or something. Start hitting bombs.
I know that would have been jokes. Oh
Yeah,
my
start
god!
winning
But
games.
still, that is all the facts you need to know about why BC is such a big, and Western Canada in whole is such a big baseball factory
It
in the
is.
last 30 years. It's crazy players. They live and breathe it. They play like 10 months a year out there because they don't really have a winter.
But when they do get winter, it's a winter.
Oh yeah. When they get winter, it's a winter. But
Yeah.
when they don't get winter, it's pretty much nice from I think like. Is it not like nice from like end of February to like beginning of November, end of November?
I've never been. and I don't really check their weather daily, so I don't know. But I guess maybe, I'm not sure. I don't. Maybe they have like the lake effect, because isn't like the ocean like kind of right beside Vancouver over there? So
True.
yeah.
True.
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe. I don't know.
I do also
Oh,
want
well.
to touch up on Vegas, the other team, like the other
Yep,
potential
go ahead.
landing point. Well, one, I want to say if they're in Vancouver or they go to Las Vegas, they're still gonna probably be in the AL West, considering their time zones and stuff like that. Because I think Vegas and Vancouver are both 3 hours behind our Eastern Standard Time, so it wouldn't really affect much. It would just either they go up in terms of like north and south, or down in terms of north and south. So I'd be okay if they go to either team. Also, Vegas is really expanding recently. Like we said, recently they just got a football team.
And a hockey team.
Yeah, like when I was in Vegas at the end of 2019, like they were just finishing up the stadium for the Oakland team to play there. And yeah, they just got the Golden Knights, which is awesome. Seattle now is getting a hockey team next year. So a lot of things are happening in like the West Coast, which is what you really like to see, because I feel like they kind of get neglected at some points. Like when you play like Seattle, you're like, oh, Seattle, yay. Like it's just like Dodgers and Giants pretty much if you're talking baseball, because the Angels don't really do much. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
And that kind of touched on the next point here I have. It's just either whether they go to Vancouver or Vegas. I'm gonna say Vancouver because I'm gonna throw my Canadian bias in here.
Oh yeah.
But you're not gonna need to realign the divisions.
Exactly. That's perfect.
They're both West Coast. You basically, like you said, they're literally going up or down.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Exactly. It's up or down. I would prefer up. I mean,
Same.
yeah, obviously right now with like the whole corona thing, it would be better if they go to Vegas, but I don't think hopefully it doesn't last that much longer, so then they wouldn't have the whole border troubles and everything. And even if they can't play in Canada, I guess they can stay in Oakland for another year or two, who knows, but whatever. That's just our
Wherever they
opinions.
go, they would have to build an MLB stadium, so it's going to be probably like a year or two still.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say,
Whatever happens.
Vegas does have a lot of space, and I think
Yeah.
beside where that new football stadium was, there was a lot of space around there. I don't really remember it that well because we were just in like an Uber or a taxi or something going back to the airport, but it seemed like there was a lot of space over there. But also, if they do have to build a stadium in Vegas, you gotta build a dome because it's hot in the summer.
That's the thing. It's going to be expensive.
Exactly. It'll be expensive. I mean, Vegas has got the
there.
cash. If there's any place that has the cash, it's Vegas.
And kind of the third final point I have here is, Chris, and this is where I think Vancouver really separates it from Vegas, is that there is such an easy market in Vancouver compared to Vegas.
Yeah,
Now, let me think about it. You'll have an instant rivalry with Seattle,
that's true.
right? They're
Yes.
across the border. I think they're like 2 or 3 hours apart. Easy
Agreed.
instant rivalry.
Instant rivalry.
You as well will get probably more than likely every single Jays fan in BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan.
Yeah, you'll get anybody. They would love a baseball team though, and I still believe that there'll be Jays fans. But I mean, if we can have another
I think
team,
there will still
that'd
be
sick.
Jays fan, but I think probably 70 to 80% of them will switch if they have a hometown team.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would. Like obviously we have the Jays because we're from Ontario, but I mean, what if there was like a team? Let's just say Hamilton. What if Hamilton had a team or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I would still be a
even
Jays
closer.
fan, but yeah.
it would be cool. It'd be cool to have like your own hometown team as well. Nevada and Vegas there, aren't they surrounded by Arizona's team? All the LA teams are there. I swear San Diego's right next to it as well.
Giants.
Like the Giants, there's a lot of competition for that fan base.
There is a lot of competition, but Vegas is kind of its own niche market. And I was looking, I think my dad was telling me this last night at dinner time when we were talking about this, but most people, I think, who would go to a Vegas game would just be like more tourists than like actual people from Vegas. That's what I've heard how it is, because not many people in Vegas just stay in Vegas. You just go there gambling and then go watch a game. I guess
Vegas
that's
is a very tourist thing.
yeah, I guess
as
that's
well.
kind of good for, revenue and everything, but is that really good to have a core fan base? I don't know. Like
I feel like it would be the same as Miami.
exactly. I was just about to say it's something like Tampa Bay.
Maybe not to that extent, but like Miami, you go down there, you go to the beach, you have fun, and then usually people just show up, like what, 5,000 fans or whatever.
Yeah, like I swear Vancouver Canadians get more fans than the Miami Marlins.
Like
Yeah.
they don't show up a lot, and they just go. They kind of just like, oh, we're at the beach. Let's go to the Marlins game.
Exactly. Plus, their tickets probably aren't expensive either, and I feel like they would be quite expensive
Exactly.
in Vegas because I think Golden Knights tickets are really expensive. So
Exactly.
who knows what'll
Exactly.
happen?
Now,
But
up to MLB here. That's our case. I'm saying Vancouver's a good idea. Honestly, like we said, we majority big fat baseball factory in Canada. Easy market. You're gonna get a ton of fans if you just place it there. They could be 0-36, but you're gonna get a ton of fans.
exactly, you'll get a ton of fans, and it'll kind of be like, what was the most recent team that relocated in the MLB? Washington, I guess, because they moved from.
I guess Washington from Montreal.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's worked out well. You know, they've won a World Series and stuff. So, and their fan base is quite core. And also, I gotta say, if they do move to Vegas, then you could maybe see Bryce Harper want to jump ship because he's from Vegas. He's a big Golden Knights fan. So, I would like to see Bryce Harper go to the.
I think either way, if either of these towns get a home team, you're gonna have a ton of players go. I think if you go to like Vegas, like you said, Bryce Harper is gonna go back. I'm pretty sure isn't Chris Bryant not from Vegas too?
I think they're like best friends or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can see both of them going back somehow.
Exactly. And then for Seattle when they go, or not Seattle, if they go to
Maybe
Vancouver, you can have like
James
Paxton.
Paxton.
Yeah.
Mike Soroka might go back. He's right next door.
Yeah.
Those are the two I can think of off the top of my head. But
Exactly, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys, and it'll be really cool to see what happens. And I feel like there will be more things coming in the coming months, which is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on this. But if you guys like what we have to say, agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comments. Where do you think the team should go? Like we said, we both think Vancouver. Second would be Vegas, but love to hear some other cities. I know Portland's been thrown out as well, and Montreal's been thrown out again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would go to Montreal, but I'd be okay with that. It'd be cool if we had like an Ottawa team, though. I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, Ottawa's not that big of a market though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
space-wise.
Exactly, yeah. That's why Vancouver's better. So, yeah, I think we should wrap this up. We've been going on for about 16 minutes. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to use code 450DC at checkout for Manscaped. You know, shave your balls, with all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.